What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I've bought back my time so I can focus my time on the things that are most important to me. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud podcast. Obviously, our audience is growing, and it's because of people like you subscribing to the channel or the podcast or whatever it is, wherever you engage the most. We're going to be starting to put more of the podcast on the YouTube channel, so I'd love your feedback on that. We haven't done a lot of video stuff on the podcast, specifically on the YouTube channel, but check it out. We've done it in the past. We did it years ago. This didn't go great, honestly, and so we're going to take a different approach to it now. So if you could check out some of those videos, let me know what you think. Comment on this, comment on those. Let me know. I love to engage with you as my audience. But in this video specifically, I'm going to talk to you about how I've gone about buying back my time to capitalize and multiply the things that I am able to get done in a day. Ultimately, we wear multiple hats, like in life. We have multiple positions, multiple missions, multiple things going on. You know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I work out, I'm a leader, I'm a content creator, podcast, YouTube, coaching my kids baseball, leading leadership meetings, coaching clients. You know, there's a lot of different things I need to get done in a week. And there's certain things that I've always just not wanted to do. I'll tell you, one of my biggest, we'll say mentors, heroes is Theodore Roosevelt. I read the book, The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt, which is like I love that like early 1900s successful entrepreneurs stories. And a big part of the story of that book is how throughout his life, he had massive support around his home and business so that he could focus on the things he wanted to. And like, I'm not excited, I don't get pumped up about Lamborghinis and yachts and private planes, and like I have a nice house, I have nice cars. I'm not like, I don't want crap, but I value my time more than I do materialistic things. And so having like housekeepers and landscape and pool people and videographers and event staff and operations people, and whether it's inside the business or in my life, I like buying back my time. And so there's a few key places I started. And so I'm reading a book right now called Buy Back Your Time. And one of the equations he utilized, which I think explains it better than I can, is if a task can be done for 25% what you pay yourself per hour, like if it costs you $25 an hour to do this, then you gotta be making $100 an hour. If you can buy back your time for 25% of what your time is worth, do it. But I'll be honest, for me, it started with non-monetary type things. Like before I had kids, I loved doing my yard work. I liked mowing the lawn, doing the edging, spending 3 hours on Sunday, feeling accomplished. And then I started having kids, I didn't want to do that anymore. I want to spend my time doing the yard work. I want to do this. So I was like, okay, well, what does it cost? How many hours is it? I think it cost me like $200 a month to have the yard cut every week. I was spending 3 hours a week. So it's like, okay, 3 hours a week, 12 hours, $200. I'm not doing that anymore, because of what my time with my family was worth. Look at as certain parts of your life start to exceed what you can get done in the time period, whether it's content creation, maybe hiring an editor, like I see all the time people start podcasts and just want to do all the editing themselves. Terrible idea. Like, utilize your skill set, be on camera, hire somebody to do the stuff you're not as good at. But really look at and start with where I started, specifically with that lawn care example, is like, what do I want my life to look like? Like, what do I want to spend my time doing? Maybe you love doing your yard work. Maybe that's very fulfilling for you. So maybe that's not the place for you to start. But look at, how do I want to spend my time? I want to be a husband. I want to be a father. I want to be a leader. I want to be an athlete. Those are the things that I spend most of my time doing. Anything that pulls from that allows me to maybe not be as present in any of those buckets, I start to buy back. So my business started with me, and I hired one person. Inside the business, one of my rules of thumb is when you get too busy to do the thing that got you busy, it's time to hire somebody. So maybe that's sales. Maybe you're running all the sales appointments, and when you sell a bunch of stuff and you get so busy producing that work, you get too busy to keep selling, and then you ride this roller coaster. So maybe it's time to hire a salesperson. Maybe it's time, like maybe you're best in the field and all the hours spent in the office is detracting from your time in the field. Hire somebody in the office. But in my life, and specifically buying back my time, I think so many people feel like they have to do things at home. I think spouses, specifically wives, like they have to be homekeeper. Like my wife, for a period, thought she had to be the one doing the dishes, had to be the one doing, even though she didn't like it, she felt like it was her duty. Let me give you permission. It doesn't have to be your duty. Your life doesn't have to be homemaker, or your spouse or your wife or husband doesn't need to be homemaker. You know, what we spend, I don't know, probably $1,500 to $2,000 a month on house support between lawn care, pool care, house care, dishes, laundry, deep cleaning, like all that stuff gets handled by other people because how we want to spend our time. So we buy back easily 10 to 15 hours a week, which is like 60 hours a month for like $2,000. That's worth every dollar we spend. And so we look at our routine, we look at how we want to spend it, we look at what activities we don't like doing. And that's okay too. Like it's not, I think so many people are afraid to selfishly decide what they want their life to look like. And so they start doing things based on what their parents used to do or their friends are thinking or some outside influence is driving their like, I should be doing this. You have to be so willing to be selfish with what the vision for your life looks like. You just have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to be dedicated to succeeding in that and then filling in all the pieces. Because there's activities you're not good at, there's activities you don't want to do, there's things you want to do that you don't have time for. Well, if they're that important to you, buying back your time elsewhere. Something as simple as DoorDash or Instacart. If you don't know what Instacart is, it's like ordering food from the grocery store. It gets delivered to your house. It costs a little bit more. Sometimes if you go over a certain amount of groceries, it's not even more expensive. But it stops you from impulse buying at the store. So maybe just the amount of time you save driving to the store, getting in line, dealing with the Costco bullshit, you can pay somebody else to do that through Instacart. DoorDash. If my time is worth $1,000 an hour, I want to be at my computer doing work. I don't want to be driving somewhere to get in line, to pick up lunch, to drive home. Like that's 90 minutes. If my time's worth $1,000 an hour, which many of you, your time's worth a lot more than you realize, that's a $1,500 expense to go pick up a $12 burrito. That don't make sense. So start with the things that you can one-off. For me, I liked the landscape lawn care stuff because I just didn't want to spend half my Sunday doing that anymore once I had kids. But look at DoorDash, look at Postmates, look at Instacart, look at a house cleaner, look at a home manager is what so house cleaner comes in and cleans stuff. Home manager does more of the dishes, laundry, organization, that kind of stuff. Look at a pool person, look at a landscaper or a lawn care person, look at maybe a babysitter to come in to like watch your kids every once in a while so you can go on date nights and buy back your time for the things that you want to do. You know, I see so often that like married couples stop dating because they have kids. We don't have time. I can't, you're going to to watch the kids. Bullshit, go to care.com right now. You can find someone to watch your kids. Like, do your due diligence. This is a disclaimer. I'm not going to don't bring someone into your home you don't trust. But go to care.com, like they're there for a reason. We've found many incredible babysitters, both for like one time or overnight or long periods of time so that we can go live our life the way we want. But you got to figure out for yourself, what is it that you're not doing that you want to be doing? What is it that you are doing that you don't want to be doing? And start to delegate and outsource those things. It's not a complicated process. It's what is doing that stopping me from doing, and what is that other activity worth to me? Because sometimes it's direct monetary, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just intrinsic value, like spending time with your kids. You can't really put a price on that, but like you can't pay somebody $1,000 an hour to watch, to do your dishes. That doesn't make sense. But like most people are not overcharging for this stuff. But I'd much rather end my work day and go spend time with my wife and kids than go downstairs and watch her do dishes and laundry. I don't want to do it, and it's our lifestyle. So you have to decide, what are you doing that you don't want to be? Or what are you doing that's stopping you from doing a more valuable activity? Make your list, start getting on the phone, go to Google, go get some quotes on some stuff, go find the right person. And there's a process, just like hiring anybody, there's a process. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but don't give up on building the lifestyle you want, because then you'll wake up one day and wish you would have. And regret's like one of the biggest fears I have in life is I'll look back and wish I did something differently. And I'm not always right, but I'm heavily going after the life I want, and we're not gonna let anything stop us. So if you have any questions on that, comment below. We've been through a lot of different things between nannies and housekeepers and landscapers and lawn care and pool companies and all the stuff. So I'd love to answer any questions you have on that specifically, but that's a process I would go about looking at your life and figuring out how you can buy back time to spend your efforts and time on more valuable activities. Reach out, subscribe, comment, check out the podcast, check out the YouTube version of the podcast. Let me know what you think. But ultimately, I'm here to provide you value so that you can win fast and win often.